There has been a lot of controversy over the new accepted definition of Aravalli Hills and Ranges after the Supreme Court verdict. As you can see in the slide, the Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav has said the new Aravalli definition will not lead to unregulated mining further. Now you can see the Hindu report. The BJP slams Gehlot for his support to save Aravalli campaign. Now you can see there is a heightened insecurities and anxiety among the conservationists and environmentalists over a new proposed definition, which according to them will lead to environmental degradation as well as unregulated mining. Now in this video we will try to decode what is the new what is the Supreme Court verdict and what are its implications on Aravalli ecosystem. We'll also try to focus on some important points useful from exam point of view regarding the Aravallis. So let's start the video. Now the whole question is over the definition of a hill. So let's first understand what is a hill. According to National Geography, a hill is a piece of land that rises higher than everything surrounding it. Now we can see there is an ambiguity regarding its definition. Now this ambiguity was further highlighted by the Supreme Court when it found that states are using inconsistent criteria to identify Aravallis. There is no fixed criteria among the states to identify the areas of Aravalli. So there has been different expert committees which try to define what are the Aravalli, which areas constitute Aravalli hills and ranges. The definition was given in 2010 by Forest Survey of India, according to which these are the following conditions which constitute the Aravallis. Now the first condition is the slope must be greater than 3 degrees Celsius. Secondly, the height of the hill should be 100 meter and above. Similarly, the distance between two hills or the valley should be 500 meter. So these were the conditions laid by the Forest Survey of India for Aravalli Hills. Now to permanently settle the debate, the Supreme Court constituted an expert committee which uh, which included members from Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Forest Survey of India, State Forest Department and GSI, and it also included centrally empowered committee. Now this committee submitted its report in October 2025 and it recommended that Aravalli Hill, only those hills should be considered as part of Aravalli Hills and Ranges which are 100 meter and above. Now, this has created fears among the environmentalists, which, according to them, many of the hills which are under 100 meter shall be thrown open for mining, which will lead to ecological disaster. Now, according to Additional Solicitor General Aishwarya Bhati, there are different definitions, and if we have taken the definition of Forest Survey of India, then it would have excluded much larger areas of Aravalli. So we have arrived at the conclusion that those hills which are 100 meter or above will be considered as part of Aravalli Hills. Now let's see what percentage of Aravalli Hills and ranges will actually be affected. Now the Indian Express reports says that 90% of the Aravalli Hills will no longer be considered Aravallis anymore as per the latest 100 meter criteria. Now you can see as now you can see based on the assessment of Forest Survey of India, only 8.7%, that is 1048 hills out of a total hills of 12,081 hills were 20 meter or higher, thus making the cut. So rest more than 90, so 91% of the Aravalli Hills does not satisfy the 100 meter criteria, therefore increasing the fear and tension among the conservationists. Let's see the status of mining in Aravalli Hills and Ranges. So we can see that since 1990s, MOEFCC has laid down strict rules and criteria for regulated mining in sanctioned project in these areas, but there has been a gross violation of the rules. So the Supreme Court itself stepped up and imposed a ban on mining in Faridabad, Gurgaon, and Mewat district of Haryana. In May 2024, Supreme Court again prohibited granting of fresh mining leases as well as renewal, and also directed its Central Empowered Committee to make a detailed assessment of the mapping of Aravalli range across all states. Now, this Central Empowered Committee also recommended prohibition of mining in ecologically sensitive areas such as uh, tiger corridors, water bodies, wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, aquifers, zones, etc. It also recommended regulation of stone crushing units. So we can see that the Supreme Court has played an active role in the conservation of Aravallis. Now you must be wondering, sir, you must be wondering why there is no complete ban on mining itself. Then, according to the Supreme Court, the complete ban on the mining has often led to rise of illegal mining syndicates operating in the region. It has also led to rise in violent sand mafias and unregulated extraction by people. Now, so the court has tried to follow a calibrated approach by giving mining rights under strict regulations and control, and it has also paused any new mining leases and renewals. Now we all know the Aravalli mountain ranges starts from the southwest region, which is in Gujarat, and it goes in the northeast direction towards Delhi. So it stretches from Gujarat to Delhi and covers around 650 to 800 kilometers. As we all know, the Aravallis are the oldest mountain system in the world, and it was formed around 100 million years ago in the early Proterozoic era, which makes it very ancient. Now, during the time of its formation, it was even higher than the present Yangful mountains of Himalayas, but due to denudation and erosion, the height has decreased considerably. Now it is also assumed that the part of the Aravallis also goes under the Arabian Sea via Gulf of Khambat and reaches Lakshadweep. Let's take an important data from exam point of view. The Guru Shikhar, which stands at 1722 meter, is the highest peak of Aravalli, and it lies in Mount Abu. Abu is a small hilly block separated from the main Aravalli range by the Banas river. Now we all know Mount Abu also contains the Dilwara temples, and Dilwara temples is a holy pilgrimage site for the Jainism, especially Swetambar Jains. Now, so let's understand why Aravalli is very important. So as we can see, Aravalli serves as an important ecological barrier to prevent the desertification of Indo-Gangetic plain. So actually it helps to prevent the eastward spread of Thar desert into the great northern plains of Haryana, Rajasthan and western UP. So this is very important, and similarly it is also rich in natural resources or mineral resources like sandstone, limestone, marble, granite, lead, zinc, copper, gold and tungsten. But since 1990s there has been mining and quarrying for stone and sand, which has actually deteriorated the air quality. Nowadays we are hearing the news that the air quality of Jaipur is also worsening like daily, day by day, and there has also been issues of declining groundwater. Now the groundwater questions regarding the groundwater has itself been asked this year in GS3 question paper. The government and the relevant authorities should take all the efforts to prevent the certification of Aravallis. Now, also we must know that we are the signatory of United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, UNCCD. UNCCD is the only legal binding agreement to prevent land degradation, and we must know that COP 14 was itself held in Delhi in 2019, and Delhi Declaration was adopted. The UN CCD has promised to achieve land degradation neutrality by 2030. Clear? We'll discuss more about these environmental organization in our later videos. So moving further, so as we talk about what are the other Aravallis are the source of many major rivers such as Luni and Sabarmati river. Now we all know from exam point of view, these two rivers are western flowing, that is they flow into the Arabian Sea. Similarly, Aravalli is also source of Banas River, Chambal and Sahibi River, which are part of Yamuna river system. We are also familiar that hill forts of Rajasthan are part of UNESCO World Heritage Site. And which are those hill forts? These are Nahargarh Fort, Kumbhalgarh Fort, similarly Chittorgarh Fort, Amer Fort. So we can say that Aravalli is very important. Aravalli has been very important in the defense and security of the region as well. Further linking with from especially from Rajasthan administrative service point of view, uh, every mountain or hills consist of passes, ghati, the valleys between the mount, and those valleys act as a transit corridor. It helps in the movement of people, trade or and commerce. Here are few examples of passes. The most important being the Haldi Ghati Pass. Now Haldi Ghati Pass, we all know the name has been derived from its yellow colored soil which looks like turmeric, haldi. Now Haldi Ghati lies around 40 km from Udaipur, and we all are familiar that Battle of Haldi Ghati was fought between Maharana Pratap and Mughal forces of Akbar under Man Singh. So similarly there are other passes like Goram Ghat etc., which are also important from exam point of view. Hope we had a clear understanding regarding the recent Supreme Court verdict about the definition of Aravalli. Thank you for watching.